50 negara bagian di Amerika Serikat mengalami pemetaan ulang wilayah atau distrik setiap 10 tahun berdasarkan sensus penduduk. Tujuan dari pemetaan ulang atau redistricting ini adalah memeratakan suara pemilih wilayah secara proporsional berdasarkan perkembangan populasi di wilayah tersebut. Namun, proses ini tidak luput dari kepentingan partai politik seperti yang terjadi di negara bagian Texas. Duel antar koboi yang merupakan pemandangan biasa semasa orang Amerika berlomba-lomba menuju ke arah barat atau The Wild West seperti terjadi kembali di negara bagian Texas ketika Partai Republik menerapkan pemetaan ulang distrik di sana. Menurut Sekretaris Negara bagian Texas, pemetaan seharusnya terjadi 2 tahun yang lalu setelah sensus yang diadakan tahun 2000.
Actually behind, because we did the census in 2000, and then in 2001, the legislature could have apportioned new congressional districts, but instead they could not agree on a plan, and so what happened was the federal courts, in the absence of state action, the federal courts would draw the lines themselves, and so a federal panel of judges drew the lines that we operate under. In 2002, the legislature was not in session. In 2003, they came back, and now they have drawn these lines. They could have done it 2 years ago.
Mengapa pemetaan wilayah ulang ini menjadi konflik? Jawabannya, pemetaan ini sangat berpengaruh pada jumlah kursi partai di DPR Amerika Serikat. Karena jumlah warga Demokrat dan Republik di setiap distrik bisa diproyeksikan, maka suara para pemilih atau konstituen ini di dalam pemilihan wakil rakyat di daerah juga dapat diprediksi.
Since President Bush is from Texas and was our governor, it's very important to Texas that he have a Republican majority that will work with him in his carrying out his agenda during his next term. We felt that a very fair drawing of the map would allow us to give President Bush an additional 5, maybe 7 Republican seats, which should ensure that he would have a Republican Congress to work with.
Siapa yang berhak untuk melakukan proses ini? Jawabannya, DPRD. Dan untuk pertama kalinya setelah 130 tahun, Partai Republik menguasai kursi DPRD dan Senat di negara bagian Texas.
The Texas House as a majority has 88 Republicans to 62 Democrats. Our Texas Senate is a majority of Republicans. We are a Republican state. The only reason that we still had a Democrat majority in our congressional members that go to the federal House is simply because the Democrats have remained in control of the Texas House and would, what we call gerrymander, manipulate the map to always re-elect Democrats.
Menurut wakil rakyat Texas dari Partai Demokrat Elliot Newstead ini, pemimpin mayoritas DPR AS Tom DeLay dari Partai Republik melihat ini sebagai peluang untuk mengubah kekuasaan di DPR.
So Tom DeLay came down here from Washington and said, well, right now there are 17 Democrats and 15 Republicans in the Texas congressional delegation, but I can change that. If we can change the districts in 6 or 7 of these congressional districts, we can guarantee that we'll get Republicans elected, and that will solidify the majority of Republicans in the United States Congress, perhaps for decades.
Washington is always very involved in congressional redistricting, very interested in it in every state. The reason that it was of particular importance this time is because there was such a small difference in the number of Republicans and Democrats in the United States House, 12 members out of 435. Historically, in the United States, a president, a sitting president, will lose members in his party's congressional delegation during the president's second term. Why that is, I don't know, but historically that happens. That raised the concern that President Bush might not have a Republican majority in the House.
Pada saat sidang paripurna mengenai pendistrikan ulang ini, ruang rapat paripurna DPRD Texas hanya dipenuhi oleh wakil rakyat Republik. Seperti lirik di dalam musik karangan mereka, 51 Demokrat memilih untuk keluar kota agar tidak mencapai quorum dan menyebut dirinya sebagai The Killer Bees. Pemandangan ini menjadi catatan sejarah baru bagi Amerika Serikat.
Some people said that that's running away from your job, but it wasn't, because we didn't have the votes. We couldn't stop it. The only way that we could legally stop it was to leave, so they wouldn't have a quorum, so they could not conduct business. And so we started organizing, and we got 51 of us to go 300 miles north into Oklahoma, another state, Oklahoma.
Aksi walkout ini tidak hanya terjadi pada saat sidang paripurna, tetapi juga di dalam sidang istimewa.
This time, the senators, 11 senators, also left the state, but they went to New Mexico. They went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they stayed away for 30 or 40 days, and that killed the bill.
Namun kemudian, satu dari mereka berubah pikiran dan kembali ke Texas, sehingga sidang mencapai quorum. Setelah itu, yang lainnya menyusul dan kembali bekerja.
We did not leave Austin in order to lose. We left Austin in order to win, and win we will.
Dengan disahkannya pemetaan ulang ini, jumlah kursi Partai Republik di DPR menjadi bertambah 4 kursi dari 15 menjadi 19, dan mereka akan duduk di sini selama 10 tahun. Artinya, walaupun Presiden Amerika Serikat berikutnya berasal dari Partai Demokrat, belum tentu anggota DPR membantu mengesahkan agenda presiden tersebut sepenuhnya, karena suara terbanyak di DPR adalah dari Partai Republik. Tujuan dari pemetaan ulang distrik ini adalah agar setiap distrik memiliki jumlah penduduk yang sama. Penduduk negara bagian Texas adalah sekitar 21 juta dan Texas memiliki 32 distrik. Artinya, setiap distrik harus memiliki sekitar 651.000 penduduk.
There are districts in Texas that are larger than some of the small states.
Yang terjadi adalah satu kota di negara bagian Texas dapat terbelah menjadi 2 wilayah distrik, atau ada beberapa daerah distrik yang lebih besar dari yang lainnya. Namun, garis batas itu tidak akan bisa kita lihat secara nyata. Pemirsa, saya Santi Riyastri mengucapkan terima kasih atas kebersamaan Anda. Sampai jumpa dalam episode yang lain.
Oh, Willie wrote 'em while tornadoes raged through Ardmore and Republicans tried to smoke 'em. When their hideout was discovered, the story seemed to end. But the Oklahoma governor wouldn't turn those Texans in. All the Rangers, they pursued them, and the speaker tried to woo them. Come you back across the river, oh my cross and wide river. Come ye back and take the quorum. But the killer deeds ignored them till the clock gave them a victory. They went down in Texas district. When the deadline for the bill passed, killer deeds were on the road. Buses speeding through the starlight.